Well. New arc, breath of fresh air, a hike to the mountainside, and a money laundering deal. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Writer Time Podcast here on the Morphin Network. I'm Mike, your host, and we are here to discuss Kamen Rider Gotchard, episode 28. Berobero Mystery, Renge's Homecoming, and it's about darn time we have a Renge focus episode because, I know we were kind of supposed to have one in the ZQ Vampire episode, but it felt more like a Rene focus episode than a Renge focus episode because Renge was barely even in the second half of it. That's kind of sad because I really like Renge. She's a fun character. Or at least she was a really fun character in the first 5 episodes. She got me really hooked, especially with the Wrestler G episode. So, when I got a vampire episode, I like vampires. I'm hoping, Renge will get an awesome episode to herself, but fine. At least this time, for real, we are getting Renge focus. Just a little more. I really hope it's not going to be a situation where in episode 29, she's going to have less focus than she does in this episode, because that's going to be really unfair for Homegirl. She finally has an opportunity shine. She's in her hometown, and we could get more insight as to her wanting a lot of money to help out her village, which is a noble thing to do. But here we are. We got evil land developers, so we got an obligatory Captain Planet episode, more or less. So let's get right into it. What did you guys think of the episode? Did you like it? Did you hate it? What are your thoughts? Let us know in the comments. We will display your comments right here on the screen, so you guys are part of our community, and we want to hear what you guys have to say. I will say that so really quickly, Minato coming back to the school was kind of rushed. They're really driving in like nothing happened, even though a lot of stuff happened. You spent 17 episodes, not 17 episodes, but a good 14, 15 episodes just being a jerk to your students, and now we're acting all hunky-dory. Yeah, sure. It's you had apprehensions, you felt guilt, and just because your students are we needed you, Sensei, doesn't mean that should be so quickly forgiven. See, you want to love about Kamen Rider Zero One is that when Gayamatsu had his face turn, Aruto was not quick to just hug him out. He still hated him, and rightfully so. And as it turns out, Gayamatsu is still kind of a jerk. It's just he's helping the good guys out instead of going against them. He's still a jerk, though. But yeah, no, we got the elders being oh, we're sorry to hear that the heroic Greyon. I'm hold up right there. Hold up. Heroic Greyon. I'm sorry. Did I hear that right? Heroic Greyon? You guys forgot that, he killed a bunch of students 10 years ago. Then he brainwashed everyone into hating Fuga. Then he killed Fuga. And he's supposed to be considered the hero? It's I'm glad they admitted that he was the villain, but it's why do you have to modify his name with the word heroic in front of it? That makes no sense. You should be saying, I can't believe that scumbag Greyon was a villain this whole time. I used to think he was a villain. I used to think he was a hero. See, that makes more sense because you understood that you were wrong. But the fact that you call him the heroic Greyon was a villain, that means it's like you did not really learn your lesson all the way through. See, sometimes the way people phrase certain things, sometimes that there can be like a one word change. It can make a huge difference in my interpretation of any connotation or diction involved in saying a certain line. Maybe it was a translation thing. Who knows? But come on, man. Come on. So we get a minute bit of exposition that Sabimar won't be in this episode or probably the next one because he's out fixing Isaac, which is fine. Like I have no problem with that. But this could also have been an opportunity for him to become more independent of Isaac, be more outgoing, learn to get over his social anxieties. I mean, there's a whole anime based on that. Komi Can't Communicate. By the way, fantastic theme song. Never seen season 2, but I like the premise of it. A girl with social anxiety wants to make 100 friends before she graduates. It's perfect. But as for Renge, she's out on the mountains visiting her family. Okay, cool. This is what Renge's homecoming is about. This is where the title comes in. But almost as quickly, better. Oh man, that was really creepy, man. Like freaking, like she opens up a closet and that giant tongue just like sloshes her face, and you see all that saliva. I'm like, I know to Japanese standards that seems very innocuous, but a lot of Americans who are loosely familiar with Japanese culture might find that a little suspect. You know what I'm saying? I get it. It's a giant parasol yokai with a giant tongue. Dare I say, it might be the inspiration for Suezo from Monster Rancher. But, do we have to see a close-up of her face getting all slime with a giant tongue? My poor girl. Like, I feel so bad for her. I mean, don't get me wrong. If a dog does it, that's fine. It's adorable. But, like, when a yokai does it, there's a certain... I'm not even going to go there. I'm just not going to go. I'm just not going to go there. But it just so happened... So, she calls up her friends, and so... They want to help solve this yokai mystery, but so does this mysterious shaman, which comes off a little suspicious, like he might be like he might be Michael J. Fox in a certain 90s film. I don't even remember the name of that film. I just know that film existed. I've seen the movie the one time. The Frighteners, that's what it's called. He gives off Michael J. Fox vibes from the movie The Frighteners. If you've never seen that movie, it's a pretty fun movie. Actually, I'm curious if you could watch it somewhere. Hold on. Frighteners. 1996 film. Okay, we know the year. Where can we watch it? You're going to have to rent it. YouTube, Amazon, and Dingo at home, apparently. But nope. There's it's not included in any packages of pre-existing streaming services. So sorry, Netflix and Hulu and HBO and Disney Plus fans. You're gonna have to rent it for $4. But yeah, the point is, I smell something bogus with this guy, and for some reason, Kajiki is his apprentice. I'm like, Kajiki, why? You're starting to become a man. Why do you have to follow the... Why? Why, Kajiki? But yeah, so our heroes arrive late at night, and they're almost immediately haunted by a wisp and a parasol, which are the two chemis of the episode. Hold on. I'm trying to remember. Uh, yeah, I'm trying to remember the name of the other Kemi. So I know it's gonna be a cult. Ah, no, go away, pop up. Okay, let's see. Let's take a look. Occult. Come on, click, you stupid thing. Okay, are you gonna find? There we go. Ah, yes, number one, Carrie. I don't even know what it is. Let's see. Dude, can I Google search it? Can I Google search? Because I know some Kami cards have their own Wikipedia entry. So let's see. Card left in Ouroboros Rome. Let's see. It's based on a fairy. Really? That's what it was the whole time? A fairy? Uh, I was thinking it might be a Cupid, but I know we have like an angel one that already exists. So I'm like, but yeah, it combines with the mammoth thing. So, that's kind of cool. But yeah, all right, care, fairy, carry. Okay, I get it now. But yeah, Carrie and Berobero, Better Soul. Actually, that's probably what its name is. Hey, it really is Better Soul. I just took Bero because that's the onomatopoeia for sticking your tongue out, and just combining it with Parasol. Better Soul. Turns out that's the actual name. Huh. I'm getting good at this. I'm getting good at this. I'm getting really good at this. But yeah, so they're basically haunting Gotchard. He cannot fight for squad at the night. I don't know why. He's struggling so hard. This seems like something that he would not be struggling with. But then the shaman shows up. He's like, by the powers of water, wood, metal, earth, I banish you. And somehow it just scares them off because apparently he has four cosmic chemis in his rosary based on Mercury, Venus, Jupiter, and Saturn. I'm like, really? Yes, so many of those. And I'm thinking, wait, where's fire? Oh yeah, Hotaro has Mars. They highlighted it when they were at the school, but then it abandons Hotaro to join in with the other four Kemi. So now he has the power of fire. All five Chinese elements. By the way, all five Chinese elements. That's kind of cool. See, like I first learned about this concept in the film Five Element Ninja, because while I did like learning about Confucianism and the Tao Empire back in the day when I was a kid, none of the textbooks really talked about the concept of the five elements, which again are fire, water, earth, wood, and metal. Very different from like other things like fire, water, earth, air, heart. Yeah, but then I think America got more exposure to the idea in the film Mummy 3, where was it Chow Yun Fat or was it Jet Li or Donnie Yen? It was one of those three guys who played like a Chinese mummy instead of an Egyptian mummy, and it's like, oh, he had the power to control all five elements, and it was those same five elements. I prefer I prefer the five element ninja route because that was really cool. Like the metal ninjas, they had these golden parasols that they can use to blind their opponents, and then knives would shoot out of the umbrellas. That was so cool to see. But yeah, I wonder what element is each of the five planets. Obviously, Mars is fire, not just because it's red, but because when he did not have Mars, he specified, water, earth, metal, wood. So, process of elimination. I can only assume Mercury would be water because either A, either A, Sailor Moon, or B, Mercury will be associated with the element mercury, which is a liquid metal. So, but if you ask me, I think liquid should go with Venus because of all the sulfuric acid in its atmosphere. But I like how the Venus card, we haven't seen it on screen yet, but the Venus card has sunglasses, rightfully so, because when you look at Venus from Earth, it has a higher luminosity than the sun does because of the gases. It's kind of a weird thing, very interesting. But Mars is not even fire. It's red because of all the iron on its surface, which, if anything, Mars should be the metal element. Even Mars is the god of war, in Roman mythology, based on Ares of Greek mythology. And I generally associate war with weapons, which are usually made of metal. So that would make more sense to me. Saturn's probably would, because it's based on, if I remember correctly, Saturn is probably based on, what's its name? Either Cronus or Demeter, which both deal with agriculture to some extent, but Cronus more so with time. But actually, I kind of find it interesting how inclusive Roman mythology is, that they gave a Titan, not an Olympian, a straight up Titan, a planet. But I digress. Turns out, there's a fox spirit somewhere in there's a fox spirit in these mountains, and it's not getting enough worship. I'm like, what do you mean? There's no way. We all still remember Ace Yukio, okay? Ace Yukio will always be remembered in our hearts, okay? Like we're even getting the DVD on my birthday, okay? So there's no way in freaking heck that Ace Yukio could be forgotten. But so turns out there's two guys, which, by the way, while some of you might think he looks like a certain someone, he's definitely not that certain someone. It's not Banjo from Kamen Rider Build. He just dresses like Banjo from Kamen Rider Build. So these two guys are working for a developer who wants to buy out the land in order to build a toxic waste stuff. Really? We're going with that stereotype? Okay. And they're dumping stuff. They're making a schmutz of the shrine where the fox statue is. So Atropa's like, he means it's so disgusting. I'm gonna turn them into amalgams. But she used the Rubik's Cube instead of the octahedron. So they turn into the Beresol and Cureri amalgams. And really funny scene, by the way. Really funny scene. Yeah, so they attack the priest, who, by the way, turns out he's a loser. Like, he was like trading with all these other monks. He's not getting any work done. Everyone else is working hard. He's just a lazy oaf who quits very quickly. But after he fell off like a cliff, like Andy Samberg from Hot Rod, he happened to come across 4 of those 5 planetary chemis. So I'm like, okay. And of course, like, they go after him. He tries to fight back against them, but they him aside. The rest of the episode is pretty quick and simple. Obviously, Hotaro turns into Platinum Gotchard, defeats both of them, reabsorbs them back into their cards, and it's like, and we'll have no Chemi-related problems ever again. Sure, we rescued these 2 guys working for an evil land developer, and he wants to buy out the land, and all the farmers are feeling financially desperate. but at least we have no more Kemi-related problems. Meanwhile, the village chief walks out of the building, and he is scared by something that we don't see on screen. And then it shows up in the room where everyone else also screams, but we also don't see what it is. And who wants to wager that it is a amalgam of Kyuubi, the fox spirit, the fox spirit from earlier that mentioned, oh, we need to appease the fox spirit. I bet you that's amalgam, or rather, that's a Kemi that was turned into amalgam. And let's see, occult Kemi cards. Okay, I know that it exists. I've seen it before. I've mentioned it before. Come on, please have the occult tab ready. Please. Dang, it's the insect tab. Hold on. Quit jumping. Occult. Okay, let's see. There it is. Number 9. Ninetail. Yep, that's the name. Like, who wants to make a wager that the card in question is Ninetail? Because I mean, why would you mention you have a fox spirit if it isn't that? Like, there's nothing else from any of the occult Kemis that looks anything like what we see in the preview anyways. But again, logic. If you're going to bring up a fox spirit, it has to be important. Unless they're going to try to like randomly throw in Mock Kraken from out of nowhere for who knows what reason. But I very much doubt it. Let me know what you guys think. Which Kemi do you think is involved? So, my thoughts on the episode. Pretty standard fare. I do like this episode a little bit better than a lot of the previous non-stakes episodes because, one, I do like the concept of using the 5 Chinese elements and having them be based on the planets Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn. I hate that Earth is never included in that because Gaia, Gaia is Endymion, which is Mamoru. Like, whatever, but like, but you know, we're not exactly living in pre-Galileo times. Isaac Newton was an alchemist, and he came from a time period where telescopes already existed, and we proved that geocentricity was bogus. So we have no need for that. And yet we continue to insinuate that in our modern mythology. Why? Fight scene, pretty standard, don't really care. The villains, a little bit more fun. I'm definitely curious what is Atropos's next game plan, but I guess we're just gonna have to keep watching and find out. So as far as the episode goes, I'll give it a 9. It's one of the better episodes, but let's hope that the next episode will be equal or better because, you know, we had a lot of bad episodes in the past during the season. Let's see how we do here. Okay, comment time. Nematrix92 says, low-key, this episode was funny. It was. And I welcome the inclusion of Kajiki in the plot if it's available. Triple OXYZ, honestly, I want this to be an opportunity for Ace Yukio. May he be praised to make a comeback. Oh, absolutely. Nothing major happened, but it's the juggler again. Also, how are any of them going to get the other 4 Kemis out of those beads? Same way we do every night, Binky boy. Try to take over the world. Insert Sailor Moon reference. Yeah. And 5 Element Ninja reference. See, I already made that reference, so we're good. Still laughing at horror. Yeah, that is kind of funny. That lick scene looked disgusting. Yeah, it looks even more disgusting for me than it probably does you. It's funny, but disgusting. I feel bad for Renge. Next episode, the Ninetales Amalgam is coming. See, I assume it's a Ninetales Amalgam because why would you bring up that it is that you have a Ninetales as your shrine? Well, not even a Ninetales. You just have a fox spirit in your shrine. Why would you bring that up if you're not going to implement that in a show about using cards with alchemic powers, and some of them have vampires and werewolves and leprechauns? Well, they don't actually have any leprechauns. But do you think if it was a leprechaun on the card, it would be a level 4 Chemi? Okay. Oh yeah. They're back in the academy. Yeah, but they don't do anything in the academy. But we do find out that they currently have 78, 77 Chemis but then they're back to 79 because they captured those 2 Chemis. So we're getting really close. I really think that the last card needs to be a level 0, and it should be the Philosopher's Stone. I'm going to be really upset if that won't be the case. I'm working on Family Megazord video by using Plesio. Okay. Okay. Good luck with your fan fiction. Always wondering this in Dino Charge universe, what is keeper species? And they never explain. I mean, do we really need to explain what every species is? I mean, what species is Ichthyor from SPD? What species is UFO from Megaforce? Well, actually, we know he's from Warstar, but I don't think they're all a singular species. I think they're different species, probably. So, it is what it is. Well, that's it for the comments, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please be sure to comment, like, and subscribe to us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Ding the bell icon to stay notified for our latest videos. We do Kamen Rider Gotchard on Wednesdays, Bakuagi Sentai Boom Boomcher on Thursdays, Ultraman Tiga on Mondays, and we do Kamen Rider Kiva on Sundays. Also, please be sure to check out our sister channel, The Buttery Show, where we do movie reviews, video game news, etc. This month, we are doing Naked Gun month, and in honor of its 30th anniversary, we are finishing it off this Saturday at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, with Naked Gun 33 1/3, The Final Insult. And let me tell you, that movie is hilarious, and it's kind of relevant to some stuff that happened a few weeks ago. I'm just Ken. Anywhere else, I'd be a 10. And if you want to check out my personal content, please be sure to check out my Instagram, Boken_Kabuto, and on Twitch at twitch.tv/BokenKabuto. With all that said, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe, stay hydrated, update your emergency kits, hug your loved ones, and we'll see you guys next time. Bakuake, vroom vroom, see ya.